Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I will be doing looks with the Huda Matte and Metal Liquid eyeshadow. This is the first look I have in Private Jet and Shimmering Sunset. I also have Cherry Soda and Hot Sauce, so I will also be doing a look with that as well. And it will be partnered with the Huda Beauty New Nude just for blending purposes. But let's get into this look and an easier way to use these. Okay, first taking the liquid side, that is the matte, which is Private Jet. What I did was I just put it on the outer V, especially if you're going to start out with your makeup already done. It's just easier to do it in pieces because then you can just blend it how you need it. And I just slowly blended this up and out and also into the crease until I got it exactly where I needed it to be, like so. So I always start with the outer V. Now, because I'm in the bathroom, I'm probably going to sound very echoey, but now just taking 3 little dots, like still closer to the outer portion, but more in the crease. I'm going to lightly start blending it to the center, like so. And then if you accidentally got a lot of product, blend it down, but make sure you get this top part blended upward just a little bit, so that way it will peek out on like your brow bone and the lid and everything. But I don't cover my whole lid with it. I just kind of do the bare minimum because the shimmers get very chunky whenever they're applied to the matte shadow. So I'll show you what I do with that in a minute. So now that we have Private Jet on, taking a different fluffy brush, and as you can see, they do blend out really well as long as you're quick with it. Now going into the New Nude and going into Play, which is a kind of just a little bit lighter peachy shade. It's like lighter than Private Jet. And then I just went right over top of it, like so. Just kind of giving it that seamless look and just kind of making sure it looks nice and blended. I did that. And that looks just like this. Maybe just a little bit off, but it's okay. It happens. So after doing that, I'm going to take the metal side, which is Shimmering Sunset, and I try and make sure I get the most of the shimmer off the brush just to kind of start out with it, like so. Kind of cut the inside, and I don't leave it like this. I start to blend it back, because if you don't blend it, it turns into a chunky mess. And bring it in, bring it back. And then if you didn't get it back the whole way, just taking a little bit more and take it to the very back. And then blend again, of course. So just keep blending that in. And then, even though I know the product is dry on the brush, taking the brush that had Private Jet on, I just kind of go over the top just to kind of blend the two together, even though it's dry and doesn't give any pigment, but that's what it looks like. And see, like you can see how it's kind of chunky on the finger whenever you get a buildup of it, but that's what Shimmering Sunset looks like on the eye for some reason. Hold on. I don't know if it's the angle that I have my camera at, but I think I accidentally took some of the shimmer off. So I'm just gonna lightly, with a different finger, go over it because I think it accidentally pulled up some of the shimmer shade. There we go. That's much better. So now taking a flat, fluffy, kind of like this, taking the matte side, I just do 2 dips. Gives you about that much. Sometimes it's too much and you can tap it off onto your hand, but taking it and smudging it on your lower lash line like so. Make sure you kind of get it where you can have your little V up, kind of like how I did it over here. I just didn't get my point to come up as high as the other side. There we go. And like touch up as much as you can, because it's really hard to work with liquid, I know. Like whenever I first got these, I first used it and I was like, oh my, like no. I didn't think these would be good for beginners at least, but if you take your time with them and make sure like you specifically put it on and blend it out in certain areas, it will end up turning out really good, like so. And then taking the brush that has play on it, just kind of blend out what you just put down. Just because I know with these, they're really easy to not have a blended eye look. Because the first day I used these, oh my gosh, you have no idea how horrible it looked. Because like, even my boyfriend said it looked different. It was because it was not blended for shit. Like at all. So just taking more play, putting it on the eye just so it's nice and blended. And this is what it ends up looking like when you're done. So far I know they're probably not beginner friendly. I know they're amateur friendly because I can use them, but it took me 2 tries to figure out how to use them correctly. So I'm gonna go off camera, I'm gonna do a lip, put my mascara on, and put my inner corner highlight on, which I will tell you when I'm back. All right, I'm back with the final look. This is what Private Jet and Shimmering Sunset looks like on the eyes. I would say it turned out pretty good considering it is with like cream, well, not cream, liquid. And like the worst thing that you're gonna have to go through with these are probably trying to get them blended just right, especially if you're an amateur or a beginner. Like you can eventually get these to work. It's not gonna be the end of the world. Sorry. But sorry, my face looks a little bit textured. I'm extremely dry right now, so but this is what Private Jet and Shimmering Sunset looks like. When I come back, I'm still gonna have my makeup done with the same lip, but I'm going to do hot sauce and cherry soda. So be right back. All right, I am back, and this is what hot sauce and cherry soda looks like on the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start exactly how I did it in the first one. Just start on the outer V and work your way in. So just dab it on the outer portion, like so. And then taking your fluffy brush, just start to push it in and back and up and down and all around. Do the hokey pokey. And just, I'm sorry if you can hear my boyfriend, he's playing his video game with his friend, his best friend. So I'm just going to start pulling this into the middle, like so. This one's very pigmented, so you don't really need a lot. So 1 dot, do 2 dots on the end, and that should be able to pull it over the whole way. I won't lie, this is probably my favorite one out of all of them, although I didn't buy all of them. I only bought the ones that I thought would flatter me. And I was going to get the Silk Bomber one, the purple, but couldn't really afford it, so I just went with the ones that I know I could pull off, like this one. So taking the bigger fluffy brush that I have, I'm going to dip into the new Nude palette. And since this is deeper, I used, instead of Play, I used Tickle, which is kind of like a purpley pinkish. And it kind of actually ties it together really well whenever you use it to kind of like make it look like you have blended edges. So taking that and just going right over it like so. And voila, 'tis blended. It looks blended, it looks nice. I just kind of like to clean up just a little bit on the brow bone because sometimes I take it up too high. And then if you accidentally take it down too low, just kind of go back over it with the brush. Like so. Jesus, I didn't clean up over here. Jeez. I know, like, sometimes these liquid shadows are like a hit or miss kind of thing because you either can get them to blend or you can't, or you end up blending them out too much and then they look weird. But all right, before I mess it up more, I already have. All right, looks blended, good to go. So after taking Tickle and blending out the top, what I did was I took the metal like I did in the last one, and as you can see, I just kind of put it all over the lid. The less the better. So just kind of taking it and starting to swipe all along the lid. Take it back as far as you can. Remember, less is more, so taking your finger, just start to pat it down. Because if you don't blend it, it will become a very, 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 very chunky mess. Like, it just tends to happen. So taking just a dab like this. I'm gonna use my other hand because trying to use my left is like pulling teeth. So I'm just gonna start taking it back and then take it forward. Always go back first because that's where it will blend into the eyeshadow or like the matte shade. And then whenever you take it forward, the excess will stay on your finger and it will pull forward. And then if you accidentally skip a spot, just press down, kind of swipe a little bit, and it will give you like the pigment that you want. See, it gets chunky if it has like major buildup. Anyway, ooh, I pulled this down way too far. All right, anyway, now taking the flat fluffy brush like this, doing what I did in the last look as well, but I only do it once because of how pigmented the color is. Like, it's extremely pigmented. So I just take that and go right along the lash line, pull it up, and then blend. And then pull it up and kind of like pat it, just so that way you have that nice like cut, because then you can give yourself like that nice wing like I did over here. There we go. And then just kind of pat. And that's what the lower lash line looks like. When I come back, I'll have my inner corner and my lashes. I will put mascara on and I will be back with my final thought. All right, and this is the final look. I used the Fenty Beauty lightning dust in my inner corners for both looks. This look is the hot sauce and cherry soda, liquid, matte, and metal, and the first look is private jet and shimmering sunset. My final thought. they're really nice. They're really easy. It literally took me like maybe 5 minutes, probably less if I wouldn't have been on camera to do it. I know they say it should only take you a minute, but I want to make sure that my stuff is blended. I want to make sure that I don't look like a weirdo before I leave the house. Like, I wouldn't say it's beginner friendly. I would say it's probably MUA and amateur friendly. Cause like it even took me a couple times to try and get this to blend. Like I used Private Jet once before and it was a mess because I couldn't get it blended the way I wanted it to. But they're $25. Are they worth the price? If you have the money, definitely get them, especially if you're really good at makeup and you can figure out how to get them to work. It took me a while to figure out how to get them to work, and it's still, like, in the mirror, it still kind of looks a little eh. On camera, it looks a little eh. But, I like them. I'll probably use them again because they're quick and easy. Like, these would be really good to travel with, especially if you get, like, bubble bath and something else like the lighter shades, because they would be really good like natural looks. These ones are more like peachy and like bam, red. So yes for me. But if you don't have the money for them and you don't think you'll be able to use them as well as like most would, then don't do it. Don't. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you enjoyed the looks I created. And I hope you guys have a wonderful